Hey y'all, so I want to share something really quickly. So I had to go out this morning to take care of some things, and my husband just called me to check on me, right? And I realized, like, while I'm talking to him, I'm like, babe, this is really nice. Thank you so much for calling to check on me. Now, what he was checking on me for is something that honestly you would think, like, duh, he should do that. But for us, we have really been working on, like, my husband and how he responds to me in the ways that I need to be responded to and supported, and my love language and things like that. So for him to call me and just sit and say, how did things go? How you doing? Like, I said, thank you so much. This is really nice. I love this. Like, thank you for calling me to check on me. And as I was just celebrating him, not going into like crazy extreme, but just like letting him know, like, no, I really appreciate you. Like, I'm not blowing smoke here. This is like real deal. He just was like, And I'm like, what? He was like, it's interesting. Like, I feel like I knew this, but like, I really wouldn't have known it unless you told me. So thank you for letting me know how much this meant to you. And so, of course, I start thinking about it. And I'm like, because there is this narrative that is saying to us as women and as moms, like, don't celebrate your man for just doing what he's supposed to be doing. Those are the things he should be doing, right? But what I've come to realize in my marriage and in my motherhood journey, for my husband and I as parents, is that often the things that we celebrate are the things that we will see repeated. And so I have made it my own personal mission to say, I'm not going to hold on to the narrative that says, like, no, I'm not going to celebrate him for doing what he should be doing. Like, that's my love language. He should call me. So I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to just talk to him. Like, no, I said, babe, let me pause here for a moment and say thank you. And just say, like, this is really dope that you did this. And I love that you did it. Like, let's do this more. Like, let's do more of this. Listen, nobody knows my husband the way that I know him, and nobody knows my marriage the way that we know our marriage. And so you know what works for you. And so I want to encourage you to celebrate him, even if there's something that you may say, oh, this is what he should be doing, or someone else told you, like, girl, that's what my husband's doing for all the time. You're just doing that. Like, back it up. Let us normalize celebrating our husbands when we see them doing the things that we really want and need from them. Like, I don't care how, much of a thing it should be done, or if it's like it's not anything special. I don't care. Celebrate that man. I'm even thinking about the ways in which my husband supports me and shows up for me when it comes to, being present with my daughter and giving me the time and the space so that I can have my selfish Sunday once every month, and then so much me time in between the week. And that brother supports me. But I don't ever not say thank you. I don't ever come on and be like, all right, this is what you should have done. So listen, it is what it is. I'm like, no, babe. I'm like, you know what, babe? Thank you so much. I needed that. And it kind of builds his confidence too as a dad. Like, you're doing a great job with our daughter. You're like supporting me in the ways that I need to be supported. You're listening to me. Thank you. Now, we're not perfect. I'm like, brother, you ain't get it, and sometimes I don't get it either, right? I mess up a lot. I have a lot of learning and growing to do, but I want to normalize us celebrating our men, especially if it's an area where you have just been, going to work, praying about it, talking to him about it, praying about it, and you see him finally taking the steps to show up. Like, take a moment just to say, babe, I see you. I see you. It don't gotta be anything drastic or anything. Like, you want it to be genuine, of course. Don't do anything just like trying to manipulate the situation. But when you genuinely see him stepping up, when you genuinely feel supported, seen, heard, loved, and understood, like, pause and say, yo, babe, I see you and I appreciate you. Like, it goes such a long way. So I don't know about you, but what I'm saying for me in my marriage and my household is, I don't care how normal it is or how much he should be doing this and doing that and I don't care. And as for me and my household, I'm going to celebrate my man. I'm going to stroke his ego, and I'm going to continue to talk to him and work this thing out so I can feel loved, seen, heard, and supported, not just as a mom, but as a wife and as a woman, and vice versa. I'm going to make sure I pour into my man as well, And so I'm just here to normalize a lot of things that I feel like there's a lot of narratives out there that are just so toxic, that are keeping you stuck in a space of overwhelm and feeling like you're not supported and feeling like you got to do everything by yourself. Like, no, sis, that you don't gotta sit there. So anyway, I just had to share that with you because it literally just happened. Just think about this. There are things that your man, you think, and I talk about this all the time, you think he gets it. You think he can just look at you and read your mind and understand, but there are some things that he really will never really understand unless you open your mouth and ask or tell him or request or talk it out, whatever it might be. Like, he won't ever know that that's a thing for you. He probably don't even know that you need help with bath time because he sees you doing it so well. You're covering so well, but you're suffering in silence. He don't even know. I remember there was a moment where, I shared this before, where he was like, my husband said, you do it so well. You're such a great mom. You do it so well. And I'm like, yeah. And I kind of held on to that until I was like, babe, I know it looks like I'm doing it so well. And I feel like I'm a great mom. I also know that I can't do it all. I also know that I need a break. I also know that, you know what, this is something that I need you to kind of step up in this area in. And he was ready and willing. And we started working out a lot of things, but just know that there are certain things that he won't know unless you tell him. And also just be okay celebrating the progress. Celebrate when that man shows up. Celebrate your progress, what you're communicating. Like, celebrate it. Like, what you celebrate, it will be repeated. So I'm going to put a pin in it there. Again, you guys, I have an amazing freebie. It is in my, it's on my blog. I have a whole blog, I'm a blogger. And so on my blog, there's a freebie. It's a mommy support cheat sheet, and it is super fun, but it is so practical. And you can look at that right now and literally take those steps to set up some time so that you're able to begin the conversation with your husband to get the support that you need. And celebrating him is a huge part of the process and the strategy. So love you guys for real, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye, y'all.